Hey, good evening, or should I say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little after 2 o'clock in the morning, but I am here with my Raw review for Monday, April 11th, 2011. And folks, this date, if you're a wrestling, or should I say sports entertainment fan or WWE fan, mark it down, ladies and gentlemen, because from what we saw tonight, this was the official last night of Edge as an in-ring competitor. You know, we didn't know about this until it came on the air. There was rumors, speculations as to what this announcement would be, what this angle would be, or what was going on. And apparently what we found out is Edge is retiring from the business. Now the reason Edge is retiring is not due to the fact that he's done it all and he doesn't have anything else to do. The reason Edge is retiring is basically almost the same reason as Stone Cold Steve Austin being forced into retirement, and that is due to his neck. Basically, the surgeries and that he's had on his neck, the spinal cords and everything. Um, the doctors have basically said that if he continues to compete, that he may end up in a wheelchair. So Edge basically, and this is also confirmed by a lot of online reports as being legitimate, Edge officially retiring from in-ring competition. But the thing is, you can never say never in this business, because everybody thought Shawn Michaels, when he retired back in '98, he was gone forever, but he came back, he competed again. So never say never. But as of right now, Edge officially retired from in-ring competition in the WWE. Some will come out and say, I know some will come out and say that this is just a short-term deal for him. He's just going on vacation. He's just taking time off to heal up from injuries, to make sure everything's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that's true. And even if it is, you can't blame the guy for going into permanent or semi or temporary retirement or whatever you want to call it. The guy's been doing a lot. The guy's been in high-profile matches. I mean, some of these matches that have taken a toll on him throughout the years are the matches that he, Christian, the Hardys, the Dudleys made famous. I'm talking ladder matches, table matches, TLC matches. All of these have taken a toll on him. And for him to finally say, look, and for him to finally come out and tell the world that he has to step down right now from competition, step down and step away from the business, then so be it. Let him do it. And there's no doubt to me that if this is a permanent retirement, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be joining The Rock next year as a candidate in the Hall of Fame. No doubt in my mind, folks. But again, if this is something similar to maybe what happened to Shawn Michaels, then maybe we can expect to see him back in the next year, maybe in the next few years. We don't know. And no, don't think of this as a way of him probably finally going to TNA and all that. Don't think that. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. He's not going to go TNA on everybody. If he does, then that means he's just suckered everybody in the WWE in, but that's not going to happen, so don't even think about it. Because let me tell you something. I've seen Edge in person, not once, but twice, maybe 3-4 times I've seen this guy wrestle in person. And this guy is a phenomenal competitor. He's a great entertainer. And for right now, he will surely be missed in this ring. So don't come out and say that he's just using this to retire from WWE competition, but then to go to TNA. Don't even think that, folks. Don't even also think that this is all possibly a worked angle. And even if it is, let me put the argument here. Even if this is a worked angle by WWE, then WWE, I'll give them credit. They've done a hell of a job in suckering people in into making it seem very realistic. But I don't think it is. And if it is, then again, I applaud WWE for suckering us in. but I don't think it's a work. I don't think it's a shoot. All right. I mean, I don't think it's a work. I think it's what he said out there was a shoot. He said the truth. Reports are coming around. Everything he said about his neck and the MRIs and everything has all been confirmed and legitimized. Folks, this is the real deal. So, yeah, all the best to Edge, and maybe we'll see him again in the ring competing. Maybe not on a permanent basis, and if not, then there's no doubt to me he's heading into the Hall of Fame next year, along with The Rock. There's no doubt in my mind. Now, as far as the rest of Raw goes, we had a decent Raw. Very decent Raw. But some people will say it was better than last week's, better than Mania. Basically, the highlights to come out of Raw was the fact that we have a new Divas champion in Brie Bella. Basically, the Bella twins are now filling the role of Lay Cool as being the champion of the Diva division. We saw a promo, a vignette for Awesome Kong. And they showed this before the Divas match, and I can almost see almost like a little bit of concern on the Bella's faces when they saw that. They're like, what was that about? It's like, and even Josh Matthews came out and said that it was kind of creepy, kind of eerie. No, all that is, ladies and gentlemen, is Awesome Kong being prepared to enter the Divas division and kill some divas. But we don't know if she'll be coming in as a heel or a face. Now, what else? Oh, yeah. Speaking of the Divas, they did a follow-up, which I guess surprised a lot of people, on Eve after she lost. And I guess they're going to try to cause them. I guess there's, Eve, I don't know if they're going to make a heel turn on her or what's going on. But basically, Eve's pointing out that she knows how the Diva locker room works and that everybody's out for themselves. And then Tamina shoots a look at them. And shoots a look at Gail Kim and Natalya. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I got a feeling they're going to do something to where the Divas division finally gets fed up, maybe, or some members of the Divas division gets fed up and says, and finally does something about it. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I guess we got introduced to a new faction tonight, sort of a maybe just for tonight only faction called Apple. Which was formed and created by Santino, and he's joined along with Daniel Bryan and Evan Bourne and Mark Henry, and I'm thinking, this is a very humorous, unique thing here. But anyway, they took on the Core, who seems to be having some dissension, and the Core did win the match, but it looks like they still have some dissension there. We had Jerry Lawler versus Jack Swagger with the stipulation that if Jerry Lawler won, he'd get another match, a rematch at Extreme Rules against Michael Cole. But if he didn't win, then Michael Cole could, basically, as Cole put it, retire unbeaten. And Jerry Lawler ended up winning the match by rolling up Jack Swagger. And Jerry Lawler gets to name the match and the stipulation. We don't know what the stipulation is yet, but we do know what the match is. The match is going to be a tag team match at Extreme Rules. On one side, you'll have Jerry Lawler teaming with good old JR Jim Ross against Michael Cole and Jack Swagger. Now, what makes this interesting is Michael Cole got so upset with Jack Swagger, that he not only started poking him with his finger and I think pushing him a little bit, but he slapped Jack Swagger. He slapped him. So I don't know if they're going to try doing a face turn on Swagger or not. But this makes it really interesting for Extreme Rules in that tag match. The only thing we don't know of right now, folks, is what the stipulation will be going into that match on May 1st. So we don't know just yet. We also had the official debut match, or official Raw debut match of Sin Cara, a.k.a. Mystico, against Primo. Decent match between these guys. Very decent match. And I think Primo, he went out there and I think Primo, even though some people are saying he's on the fence of probably being let go late when they start doing the official spring cleaning, I think Primo kind of, I guess you could say even in defeat, kind of saved, maybe worked for his job, kind of worked to save his job, and I think he may have done that tonight. But Sin Cara ended up winning the match, of course, and he won it, but with this move right off the top rope, some people may say it looks similar to maybe what Kaz does in TNA with the flux capacitor. But this was almost like a top rope. I don't even know what STO flip or something. I can't think of the name right now. Flip bomb or something like that. I can't think of it. But he did that off the top rope, and it was like unbelievable. I mean, Sin Cara had a tremendous debut. Messed up a little bit at the end, but reworked it, refixed it, and they were fine. Then we had the gauntlet match. Now, if I missed anything, just let me know. But next we had the gauntlet match for the number one contendership for the WWE Championship, where the winner would face the WWE Champion at Extreme Rules. Now, this all started at the beginning of the night when John Cena comes out, talks about the situation that he had with The Rock, how the match at WrestleMania is going to happen next year, and how now the match is going to be for the WWE, how that match will be for the WWE Championship. And I could, when I heard him say that, I could almost imagine a lot of people, those at the PWR show, Pro Wrestling Report at Max Sports in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I can imagine those at the Off the Rope show, J-Dub, Spitternet, Jeff Meacham. I can imagine all these people just slapping their foreheads going like, oh, please don't let it go down that direction. Oh, please don't let the match be like that. But if John Cena, who a lot of people say is a company man, is the franchise and the face of the company right now, says it might happen, then there's a strong possibility either Cena loses the title, either Cena wins the title and then loses it in between now and then. It's a strong possibility it's going to happen. So we're just going to have to keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. But anyway, of course, this brings out Randy Orton, and then after Randy Orton, John Morrison, and after John Morrison, Dolph Ziggler, and then after Dolph Ziggler, surprise, surprise, R-Truth. And I think this is what really caught a lot of people off guard. Here's a guy in R-Truth that many said was jobbing for a while, and yet here he is, all of a sudden, being put into the main event picture, into the WWE title picture. Well, first of all, let me correct you about something. R-Truth wasn't jobbing. No. He was on Superstars for a little bit. And Superstars, to me, is more like a proving ground. Like, you want to go there to prove, hey, I'm ready to take that next step again. I'm ready for that next chance, that second chance, or that third chance. I'm ready again. Give me that opportunity. Give me that ball and run so I can run with it. All right? But anyway, like I said, this kind of surprised a lot of people, caught them off guard. But let me remind you of something. R-Truth was in a main event match on a pay-per-view not that long ago, and that was at the Elimination Chamber. And that was to determine who would face the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Now, some of you may say, well, R-Truth was on Superstars and sporadically on Raw and some house shows throughout all of March and all that, and sometimes he was winning someone on Superstars and he lost someone on Raw and split it 50-50 in the house shows. What has he ever done? Well, let me explain something about R-Truth. Now, some people may say that R-Truth And I think the ICO CJ said this at the ADTV, and I'm pretty sure he slapped his head too when John